Red light on, shot going wild. Jake leans in, Cody cracks that smile. Stack cards scrolling on the screen, clips from the ramp, feels like a dream. New channel tag in the corner frame, same wild swings, brand new game. You feel that buzz in your chest right now, type it in the chat, let us hear that sound. From your couch to the studio air, we're all ringside here. Into somewhere. You say it back. Into somewhere. We're on the attack. From the first theme hit to the last big stare, we go live, live, live. Into somewhere. Shots cut, it's a fever dream. We hit pause on the replay, freeze. Did you catch that? Cody screams. Thumb on the phone. You don't need Cody's clues to know. We've got the Wrestlemania blues. Into somewhere we create till they change the view. You don't need Cody's clues to know. We've got the road to Wrestlemania blues. Road to WrestleMania blues.
What's going on, ladies and gents? Jake, a.k.a. Countdown Ended. Coming to you once again, making up the Raw review. Oh, I've been staying in my home, away from home, been doing it all. I got my sexy super blue cast. I don't know if it'll show. Yeah. Hopefully you are all doing well. It is March 10th, 2026, and I only hear one of me in the meantime, so that's a good thing, but there's two of us. I've got the man, the myth, the legend himself, Cody Odidi 316.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Raw review. What else do you want to call it? The State of Monday Night Raw, because this show is in the goddamn
I prefer
toilet.
your title, but we're making up for the bad Raw review. It's the Super Blue Chew edition. All you got to do is send me some images of Gina Carano, and look at that. I got things fixed. They are ready to go. Rock hard. We lost some sounds, right? Got some new ones back. Got some old returning favorites, and had to change some others. Like, what are you gonna do?
Did Wavelength like fucking watch Raw or something? Because maybe that's what got them to all spaz out and stuff.
I think it hung itself. I mean, that was like most
that,
of it.
that makes more sense. You know, this show's not already not seen the light of day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How it used to look versus how it looks now. All right. I'm not mentally handicapped here. I usually can figure this stuff out pretty well. And the issue is that Wavelength 3 did not uninstall Wavelength 2 entirely, but it did uninstall the drivers or everything but the program itself. But you couldn't open the program. You couldn't select the program. So everything was basically running twice in the background. It had the old Wavelength that you couldn't open, shut down, or close. So it wasn't anything that I really, truly had control over. We had uninstalled, reinstalled. We had done every GPT combination under the sun. I knew it wasn't like a talkback thing, or because I'm pretty good at audio. Not great. Can't tell when I'm muted most times, but I think I've got that worked around finally. And now
I remember that a few months ago where we did like a whole 10-minute rant
diatribe
about one of the shows, and then they can't hear us. That was nice.
Yeah,
they can hear us now, right?
It seems to be going well. I mean, I'm gonna.
Okay, that's good.
I'm gonna say it's good. Chat told you that. Look, you can't threaten me because what happens? The Met files were proven true.
Oh my god, that's actually insane.
That is pretty crazy.
We'll address that more on UCR. Or you can address it now. I don't know how deep you want to get into this show.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the weeds, aren't we?
Who said something? Oh yeah, it's been Jeremy. Fuck you. First of all,
He's
And then,
got that.
Okay.
Mhm.
The Mets files are
The
real.
Mets files are indeed real, and it's pretty crazy. We knew that indeed was happening. So the one cool thing about this that we're going to try in a second is that when it does work, there's different mixes. Like there's a chat mix. So if I want to only have the sound effects and my voice, Cody should be able to hear them now.
I do.
Saying L-A-No.
Yeah.
Ah, see?
Yeah.
America
I
deserved
hear it.
9/11, dude.
Ah, Cody. Cody.
Ah,
Fuck it,
Jesus.
I'm saying
that
it.
was
What are you saying, Cody?
God hates you for
Ah.
everything that you've done.
Cody. What else are you
I
saying?
did not-
I'm saying it.
What are you saying now?
America deserved 9/11, dude.
Cody! Ah, God. See, Jeremy said it's been nice not hearing your voice about the Mets, and then you throw out lines like that. Not the game I want to be playing, but look at that. We're growing, we're learning, and we're styling up. So I'm very glad that as infuriating as it wasn't as like it was out of my control, as with much of life, but even worse than that,
Oh,
I
tell
didn't
me
give a
about
shit
it.
if the audio wasn't fixed today. I missed
So we
Jeremy
just had
stopping by
the
today.
shittiest
That
weekends
broke my
ever,
heart,
and-
Cody. I missed Jeremy, so he did drop off a hell of a care package. Thank you, sir.
Dude,
Making
me
this day
and
great.
you were having like the shittiest weekends ever, and then
Yes.
everything went to the fuck
Literally,
over with us.
more
on
than
the
just
YouTube
wrestling. You were
channel.
dealing with a fuck ton, and so I was dealing with health stuff. It's kind of as ever present and always an issue. You were having some life stuff fuck you in the ass, and not in the fun way.
Yeah.
I tried to circumvent a little bit of that, but you know, when they want to be f***s, that's what happens. So,
Why'd
yeah.
you say that?
it's not
You're
my
gonna get us
fault
canceled.
that they are trying to you for all the
Oh,
and that, you know.
you know how bad
They
that
did get
sounds?
their
That's not
lawyers.
politically correct.
I know, but you think I give a fuck at this point talking about a bunch of and shit?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, look at Jake Housen behind you. I am a fan. Jake Housen is great, and there's a new donation alert, supposedly. So you'll get the Balor one for 99 cents and up, and then anything over $5 should trigger the curse of Jake Housen. We'll see if it
Oh.
works, but something to look forward to. I was supposed to record with Liz. We were supposed to discuss TNA and AEW. Like there was just a bunch of things that got circumnavigated by.
I heard
me
Liz got a
not
supreme
waking
leader
up.
job.
She did. She was making ice drinks and cocktails, but then it turned into quite the fascist resistance. We're going to go over some of it on Into Somewhere Weekly. You and I had we had been cursed, indeed. So you know, Pico knows it, Nate knows it, Jeremy knows it, and so does Paul. We've been cursed, but we're going to manage to power through because what the is this WrestleMania season? I am at a loss. I am baffled. I am hurt. I argued with Spaz. I never fight with Spaz, but I had to because he's very positive on this. He's very happy, and I am not. There's a lot happening where it's just like, oh, you sound like a spoiled fan. You're just not getting what you want. It didn't turn out what you
Yeah.
thought it would be.
That's what people are saying to me.
And that couldn't be further from the truth because there's been instances where things didn't turn out the way we liked it at all, but we're like, all right, it's either best for business, best for that wrestler, best for the fans. And I am genuinely curious, what are we going to get? You know, Mania has not been shaped up at all to be built to be exciting. Why? Because the card's not finished form. Oh, the card's never fit. No, the card, we have 5 announced matches, and we don't know the Lesnar match officially yet. So 4 announced matches, 2 Rumbles, 2 Chambers. That's it. That's, you know, and at least when we came out of the Chamber last year, it's like, oh, we knew this one was going to feud with this one. We didn't have that this year. It was all a focus on Seth freaking Rollins, and as you put them, the Power Rangers nemesis, Lord Zed's putty Rangers. They all got to dance around together. What was that? I'm sorry, Seth, but that was childish, ridiculous, and fucking stupid. I did see a couple of different like taglines and people's thoughts today, and Simon Miller had me laughing. I give him credit because he was like, I was glad, Ali might have said it, no one walked in the room. I was embarrassed. And I'm like,
Is Nate in the chat? You said Nate. I don't see any.
He may not be, but I was just shouting him out because he knows that we're cursed. He officially
because he said that he was commenting. I don't know. I don't see your comments.
It might be. I thought I saw him earlier, but that could have been yesterday. So he said the Raw review is indeed happening. It's happening now. Mets, baby. Pico knows. The Usos do not need to be pushed down anybody's throats. There's a ton of stuff here, and I'm not like singling out Spaz or anybody because we're gonna have our preview, but. Are they focusing on the bigger names? Maybe,
you're gonna get
but
called
they're doing
out
it in a way.
No
they're
matter
doing
who
it in a
you
way,
are.
Cody.
Like even
That's making everybody turned off.
Out too, Spaz. Yeah,
they're making everybody angry. They're making fans feel like, hey, this is now they're being vocal about their hatred for Cody, for the Usos. That's the most disliked video now. It was Jey Uso last year. Now this year it's Cody because he's
kind
been
of a
in
Raw
the main
review,
event.
I have a question
long
for
now.
you.
Yeah, 39, 40, 41, 42. That's a lot.
I made the decision. We'll keep it Raw review based, but we're kind of gonna make this like a little mini state of WWE instead, a little bit. I think because we have to cover some SmackDown Raw. So
all of it, all the above.
What's the worst shit you've seen this week? Is it like the Cody Rhodes winning the WWE title? Is it the Judgment Day breakup and how there was like inconsistency with the stories going back to last summer when Liv got injured to when she returned? Or is it the CM Punk and the Uso stuff? What was the worst thing you saw this week?
It certainly wasn't the Cody win. And I sound like such a hypocrite because that's what I do want to see. I do want to see someone like a Jacob win the belt, or Balor had won the belt and then lost it before Mania. That's not the issue. It's the way they did everything, and they've undermined other people in this build. No one ever really got over on Cody. He just escaped the cage finally after being beat twice. So he never really beat Cody. Drew didn't get put over by Cody. Cody is still on top. Every time Cody won, except when Drew fell out of a cage because Jacob was holding Cody down. That's it. Like Cody has been presented in such a way where he's infallible, can do no wrong, the ultimate good guy, and it's wearing thin, and it's kind of boring. I mean, him and Randy is the better story than him and Drew, than Drew and Randy, than Jacob and Drew. Like all of the possibilities, had they just presented it that way to begin with. Like I said,
what should be the night one main event right now?
If Randy didn't win the Chamber and won the Rumble, and Roman won the Chamber, where Seth had to help him, and like it's not even just that idea, like because now we've had Roman away for so long that we had to do what ruined Jey Uso last year with Jimmy, when they had the A-Town Down segments because Gunther's not here. We need someone for Jay to feud with, and what are we gonna do? So. They had him, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and it was terrible. He couldn't even dive outside of the damn ring. Absolutely awful. Jake Housen agrees. And what do we end up with? Same thing this year, and it's a common trope of WWE. They don't have the star there for Mania. Like, okay, yes, they did announce Lesnar for next week, but for the last 2 weeks, I've been like, hasn't he supposed to been here every week? Isn't he supposed to be here? Isn't he supposed to be in attendance and doing the open challenge thing? What is going on? Now, next week, we're getting the IC title match for the women between Bayley and AJ Lee. What happened to Mania? Why does Mania feel so unimportant? It feels like any other PLE where matches will happen. Instead of getting to WrestleMania, it's just like, oh, we're going to book whatever happens there. We'll have matches at Mania. We will. Jade and Rhea. It's becoming a showcase for WWE's women, Breacher Report put. How? Because these two are fighting online?
See, people said that the best two stories right now in WWE, a certain fan base anyway, said Liv and Stephanie and Rhea and Jade are the two best stories and should be the night one and night two main events.
You got Mortal Kombat on the brain like I do, especially talking about Jade. Yeah, I don't see how history is being made because they're like, oh, look, it's Io Sky is an afterthought. And then they turned that match last night into a gauntlet. I thought it was a six-way challenge, a six-pack, like not an elimination and not a gauntlet either. Am I crazy? When was that? When did that become a gauntlet match?
I don't remember. I think they just said 6-pack challenge. Yeah,
That's what I thought. Julia defending against Tiffany Stratton is a possibility. Okay, that would be a good match, but why have we not been building there? All of this should be building. Oh, we're
But you
taking a
gotta tell me,
chance
though.
with Stephanie and newer names. How are you
Speaking
taking
about
a
the woman.
chance on Stephanie when everything they did has been dependent on Liv, her story, and everything that's happened with Judgment Day,
What are your thoughts
not
on that?
Stephanie?
What are your thoughts on that? Like saying that that's the best story going on in WWE right now, Liv and Stephanie?
To me,
Apparently.
that's ridiculous because
There's
it
been a bunch of
could have been a top story, and Liv is one of their top women. She's a huge draw. She is a very big entertainer for them, but it took everything. Yes, she got hurt, and it was unfortunate. But when she got hurt, Judgment Day was finally breaking up. At Night of Champions, we were going in. We were getting Balor turning on Dom. Dom and Liv were turning face, and that's where we were going. Off to the races.
remember,
to build for,
the whole
through
June through
SummerSlam
November
and all
when Liv was out, like there was a whole replacement thing. Raquel didn't even give a shit about Liv Morgan anymore because she was like all fine with Roxanne all of a sudden, and she gave.
Yeah,
it was weird. She didn't even acknowledge Liv's existence when
hey, careful.
Roxanne just took her title.
Watch out with that replacement theory stuff. We're gonna get in trouble again.
Oh,
But,
God.
Speaking of lawyers, I'm worried though because like it just doesn't feel like Mania. Everything
Liv
feels like an
eliminated
afterthought.
Raquel from the Rumble. What happened to that tension? Remember?
So we'll get there. You know, we got the coming of the breakup. Okay, Liv gets injured, not going to happen. Then all right, Dom is injured, so that's really going to hold things off. So Dom had his IC title reign in which he barely at all defended his title for months on end. He's had it since Mania. Yes, he lost it to Cena. That was the one notable thing. He lost it and then got it back, not on his own merit, but thanks to everybody else. He should have lost it because of everybody, then won it back on his own, like an important, growth in his character. But instead, no, it's just a way to bring back Liv, and then it was all an afterthought, never thought of again. And what happens? All of that time, the payoff is the curse. It's not, and I'm okay. I don't care that the curse played a part in it, but that shouldn't be the reason that Dom lost his title. So now he wants revenge on Danhausen? Is that the match that they're having at Mania? No, it should be because Danhausen cost him the title. He cursed him. Jake Hausen hates that. I don't want to see Dom cursed. No one does. We want to see, all right, we do a little bit, but still, him being called a little prick was funny. I would have called him a little, but we know he gets upset. Yeah, but here's the thing. You're right. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't great. It wasn't good. It wasn't exciting. They finally break up Judgment Day. And why? Because he loses his title. Lost his title because they built up Penta in 1 week. They made the challenge. The next week, he wins the title because Danhausen cursed Dom due to a backstage interaction. Not because Penta had lost a bunch to Judgment Day and finally found their number. He made a way to take them down. He's got a plan. He's got help. Whatever. No growth, no development. Growth is penis only. I concur. Pico. What are we going to do? So now we get to, Liv returns, but it's foolish. They do it early. There's no story, so she just flounders, continually coming out, yelling, grating on people's nerves. All right, she's being a heel, though. I get it, but don't you want her to be over with the fans still? Then we get to, she eliminates Raquel. They already have a story. Raquel replaced Liv as the women's tag team champ with Roxanne Perez. Liv comes back. You think she gives a shit, but she doesn't. She eliminates Raquel from the Rumble. Raquel doesn't mention it or care. They only care about Dom. Then they go ahead and she gets the chance to go for the title, and Liv costs her the title, not once, but twice. She did it again this week with the title shot, the the gauntlet match. Liv cost her again with a distraction. They're best friends. Judgment Day broke up, but she's defending Dom. Oh, she's going to turn on Dom for Finn. Maybe, because nothing else makes sense.
Finn
what is the point?
But Raquel's done a lot worse, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And like, Raquel or Liv's done a lot worse, right? I should say to Raquel. And there was tensions, right? What happened because Raquel wanted answers, and then after that, there was nothing. I still don't understand the whole entire situation. And Liv tweeting out, right? Like laughing at Raquel and Roxanne when they lost the tag titles, right?
Right.
Then when the crowd chanted in the UK, "You're just a shit, Liv Morgan," right? And then Liv tweeted
Right.
out saying, "Haha, so true." Like, so
Right.
obviously she had a hatred for them, but
We thought, and I mean, she's not dating us, but she could certainly do
What?
worse. You know, she could do worse. But Dom, her and Dom should have been a short-term thing. I felt like if they didn't do the face turn, what does she get from him? Before she did it because she wanted Rhea, you know, her spot, her title. She took her man from her, but it was more like, I could take whatever I want, including your man. It wasn't, but then they made it no, Liv really loves Dom. Remember, she's crying, she's upset with him, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I thought she was just saying, I'm so hot, I could take anybody. Like, that was the story. But she really loves Dom. Okay, they're an item. She's the new Rhea. She's mommy 2.0. What? But then they really haven't done much with, like, at least Rhea was getting him wins and helping him with things, and Liv's helped here and there, but I feel like it's been more background fodder, and everything's been Judgment Day Clubhouse tensions. You know, it's the Sesame Street backstage stuff instead of front and center. They've had no substantial feuds. They've had no substantial title reigns. They've had nothing of merit. Raquel should have been the champ the entire time, tearing people down. Instead, she loses to Rhea. Remember, at Night of Champions, she lost. She
Yeah.
got freaking riptided off that unstable table. Great spot in the street fight they had over there. And then you have, so you're
ridiculous.
building her up. You're building up Raquel. Then she loses to Rhea. Okay, but then you're building her up. You're building her up, and she loses to Stephanie, injured multiple times.
Stephanie, and not Raquel didn't just lose. Oh, she had the backing of Liv and Roxanne, and she still lost to an injured Stephanie.
Yep. Then she loses to an injured, and damaged, and it just keeps happening.
And
So Raquel's
Liv
shot.
costed her multiple matches and eliminated her from a Royal Rumble match, which is huge, and still nothing for that. But we're kicking you out because of last week, Finn.
Yeah, no punishment, no.
But
no
the Royal
problems.
Rumble elimination costing a world title.
Yes.
None of
All
that.
of that's gone.
With
it's,
anything.
It's out the window. Means nothing. And this is what we're talking about as far as the story goes. And it's not just in the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day finally gets their breakup angle. Because why? Because Dom doesn't retain the title. And everything we just said, he finally says, I'm going to do it on my own, but then doesn't. But he actually did say it. So I thought they were going to play. No, they don't play off of that. I just wanted to cheat with the ring hammer. You should have known better. Balor's trying to, hey, I tried to teach you something. Maybe you are a little prick. It's not the worst, but it's not good either. And it's been so long. 4 years of tension and buildup for that. Imagine if Stone Cold came out with the milk truck and then sat in the room with Vince. They just walked to the back of the arena and made s'mores. Because it makes about as much sense.
Yeah.
Why is it not a beer truck? It's a milk truck. He's
like
not Kurt Angle. Exactly.
A lot of fans
Nothing
are
makes
saying
sense.
they said that me and you were just mad that we got it wrong and then it didn't go our way, and this was long-term storytelling, and this was played out and built up for a long time.
The long-term storytelling that they presented would be Finn turning on Dom.
Finn was the heel in all this, right? Because Finn was trying to get Roxanne, Dom to cheat on Liv for Roxanne, right?
We thought, and Finn should have been the heel this whole time, and Dom was like, I don't know. I don't want to betray Liv. I don't know. And he was like, yeah, you're going to do it. You're going to fuck Roxanne, right? You're going to do it.
When
you're going to do it. He wanted it bad. You're going to do it.
When Roxanne was first there, Raquel was the one that gave she knew more than she let on. What is she doing here? And everyone else was just confused. But then Dom was the only one saying we should ask Liv first. We should ask Liv first, and everyone else was like, "Yeah, don't worry about it.
And even
don't worry about. We don't need to put. We don't need to put her in all this conclusion. Like all of them said, don't worry about. So she basically got replaced. Dom was the only one questioning, why aren't we asking Liv for these approvals first? And then they also don't worry about it.
Anybody that tells you they weren't excited with Cody and Cena last year, more than likely is lying. I mean, really, you look back on it.
I was excited for the match.
Bad. Yeah.
At first, but then that was terrible.
But okay, so it ended up being, the match was terrible. It was awful. But up until that moment, I mean, Cena came out. He's got no special entrance. We're like, what are we getting? We got, the Fiend music playing, Travis Scott's coming out. We're like, yeah, and then not, all right, fine. But up until that point, there were so many
When
possibilities,
Travis Scott came out,
speculations.
we were like,
It
all right,
all
The
made
Rock's coming.
sense. He won the chamber. He's going. He turned on Cody. He's going to Mania, and there was story there. And then they kept the story up between those two. As not great as it was, like it was. We don't have that major.
The Rock even
overarching
called that
thing.
out, though, like saying, I don't know why they sent Travis Scott out there, because when Travis Scott comes out, everyone's going to say, oh, shit, I'm coming out. So then
So
that's what The
even
Rock said.
Cena talking as a heel last year made points that were valid. He kind of lied and was like, "Oh, the audience is against me," which wasn't the
Okay.
entire truth. But he did
Only-
make some statements that were
he
right
started
about
talking
Cody, about the
normal
business. He
Later
started
on,
cooking.
I want to get something with his promos
Yeah.
real quick. I didn't like how his first few heel promos, you people, like talking like all the like but he was literally like talking like he's not human, but he was more humanized when talking as a heel later on. But like those that
Great
first
point,
month
yeah.
as a heel was so stupid. Like how they made him talk, all of you.
But
Like,
we had
I
ideas
don't-
with it. We had thoughts. We thought it was going to lead to something. We thought, you know what I mean? Yes, we were let down, but at least there was
He
possibility.
turned heel because he sold his soul. Then John Cena, corporate Cena,
So it
who
went and led to
cares?
nothing. Yes,
Stop
but at
worrying
least
about.
there was a lot of ideas heading into Mania that you were like, oh shit, this could, and even that wasn't the best of Manias last year. Rose tinted glasses, that triple threat ended up being incredible.
And this
but-
one somehow might be worse.
Yeah, and there's Nate. I am failing to see how people can be excited right now. I know Roman and Punk is something. It's something, but they have turned it so they go ahead and they make the line last week, and that's supposed to be the big so they even have, Roman's family live streaming. People not in WWE, family members like Zilla and others, react to the line live. Oh, they just happen to be, live reacting to Monday Night Raw. Sure.
Yeah.
But they react. How dare you say that about Roman's father, my whatever part of the bloodline you might be. Uncle, cousin, neighbor, best friends, down the street, boyfriend, whatever it is. I'm a little confused. Aren't we all? So, big Samoan family tree, they're all involved, and the Usos are mad. So at first they're not going to say anything. Then they're like, yeah, we are. So here again is the major problem. Nothing is set in stone. Everything is hinging upon people that are injured, have been injured, and WWE has never, in the history of WWE and F, pivoted well. When they have issues, when they have to go with fan cry out and decree, we want Cody, the Bryan takeover, all of it, they don't like to pivot. They have their plans and they want to stick to it. And they're bad at pivoting, and they're bad at recovering with injury angles. It's like, oh, we finally get this, and then, oh, like Bryan, oh, he's injured now after he takes on Kane. So we got a piss poor follow-up. Now he's hurt, and we have nowhere to go. And we get more of the same, more Rollins, more Roman, more. That's a big problem here. So
Rollins, yeah.
it seems like we're going to get through to something. And to really run through it quick, with the Vision, we said they're cursed. We know they're cursed. They're cursed. All there is to it. These sons of bitches, they have no strength left, no power. It's Austin Theory. It's a Logan Paul. Paul Heyman is like, fuck this. I'm out of this storyline, because he wasn't killed. He wasn't stretchered away. And we never got the follow-up as to where LA Knight took him. Where did LA Knight go? What happened? Okay. So theoretically, the plans are supposed to be Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins. If that happens, now you have LA Knight and Brock Lesnar. Then you have the Usos and the Vision. Or if we don't get that, then we're getting Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar.
Wait, you're Jake Hausen. Wait, there's a Cody Hausen Nate mentioned?
Yes, there's quite a few Fanhausens here. It's hard to keep track of, but so it's just more of a mess. You don't know who Seth is facing. You didn't know if Seth would be cleared or back in time. So things just are in a just standstill. If Braun Breaker can make it, great. If not, then he's going to take on Brock Lesnar. Oh, yay, the Kingslayer, the Beast Slayer.
Back with that, Seth Rollins, like it didn't seem like it mattered who, like in the Vision, was if Paul Heyman was the only one left. It seemed like they were just copy and pasting that script of Braun Breaker was supposed to be the original one that was supposed to be dominant in the Elimination Chamber. Then Bronson Reed was supposed to be. Then Logan Paul was. It doesn't fit his character because he was acting like a weasel in there. So it doesn't really fit. That's why I complained about it, like how
he seems like a heel. He's supposed to be a face. He's going around like the original Vision, causing all these problems and mayhem, looking like a silly, like you said, a putty Ranger reject, and doing the whole follow the queen, where's the cup with the ball underneath, come find me, sleight of hand. It's ridiculous. And they believe in Oniti's ninjas. See, that you left your ninjas out and Seth got a hold of them. That's what happened.
Is
your ninjas.
Is Vince booking the show?
He might be. This feels like WrestleMania 33 through 5 all over again. And
but why was that Seth Rollins returning in the chamber? Yeah, I liked it, but why was it to stop a weaselly Logan Paul?
And there was I'm going to take out the Vision. I'm going to take down the Vision. I'm going to stop the Vision. But then again, the Vision has nothing left. Why do you care about the Vision anymore? Anybody that Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are gone, and you took out Paul Heyman. So what is left for revenge?
Do you really took care you about out Logan and Austin Theory? Aren't there and yeah, those
Austin
two
Theory supposed to be a mole? He was the original Masked Man. What was the point of any of that? Then they do this Masked Man thing to just kind of play off of that. It's terrible. There's a bunch of them. It's never going to be played up on why he has all these other people. It's just going to be his minions of chaos. He's got people to follow him and do his bidding all the time when he needs it. It's just ridiculous. And that's the thing. Suddenly he's supposed to have magical powers of, he's disappearing. He's blending in through everybody. So now he's going to want to
Seth Rollins is getting revenge. Well, Seth Rollins is getting revenge on people that had no part in his beatdown.
That's what I'm saying. So then we've got this, and all right, they've kind of been building towards the Usos tag titles versus the Vision, which you figured the Vision would have wanted to begin with, but that doesn't feel exciting. And then you're like, oh, maybe a triple threat with LA Knight. Nope, they're not going that way. LA Knight taking on Brock is out of left field. It's silly. Like everyone's going to. Why is that not Oba Femi? What happened there with that reporting? So much of this is just ass backwards because of the injuries, because of their inability to pivot. And now we've got Jordan Grace injured as well. So it was supposed to be Julia and Jordan Grace versus Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. Now it's just going to be Julia and Tiffany Stratton. Still a very good match, but disappointing. They're dropping like flies. And like I said before, Cody having the belt going into Mania is not the worst thing. Having Drew do it temporary is not the problem. It's the story they told throughout, the lack of common sense that it made, and how it downplayed everybody else and really left us with very little on the bone. Yeah, you want to see Cody and Randy, but it's contingent on a few things that, turns and story elements that likely aren't going to happen. Fan favorites and people that really mattered last year, they were waiting on Bianca Belair. They feel like she is a bigger star than anybody that's returned right now, supposedly, according to reports. And that's why they held everything off with Jade. But now, since, that's not happening, we're getting Jade and Rhea. They started their feud online to make it seem like they're breaking the fourth wall. AJ Lee is there for Mania, and there's nothing building towards it. I'm going to have an open challenge. They had a gauntlet match that wasn't laid out properly, and now she's having her match on Raw. That's how you use big star power. That's how you build towards things. Instead of doing anything that kind of makes sense. I mean, all right, so it's going to be what? Bayley wins the belt and takes on Lyra at Mania? Is that what they do here? Bayley's going to be AJ Lee, and then her and Lyra face each other at WrestleMania because Bayley didn't get her moment last year? I mean, what this is WWE execs
garbage
shutting down everything but what's going to make us the most money. And we know that. They didn't care about announcing Mania already. They went back to, forget New Orleans, we're going to Vegas. The fans don't want to travel overseas. Well, it's always Riyadh season.
Yeah.
all of these type of things. And now they're getting involved. Logan Paul can't do any of these boxing things. He had $1 million challenge to NFL players, and TKO stepped in. He was supposed to take on Le'Veon Bell there, and maybe even Brock Hoff and a few others, Deion Dawkins. Now TKO told him the fights are off. No excuses. And they're minimizing what you receive and maximizing, payout. And it's been happening for a long time. WrestleMania, the 2-night card, is going to look like just what we got for night 1, split into 2 nights. That's what's happening here. We have 2 nights with 5 announced matches so far. And I highly doubt it's going to be 6 matches a night. I bet you it's going to be 5 a night. And they're going to throw in some other little segment. That's it. They are going to give you.
They always do like a special little segment. Then 5 matches.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
They're going to give you as little as possible with this. And again, Roman's not there, so we have the Usos. And what does CM Punk say with all of this? What we've been saying, what all the fans mostly have been saying. Yes, the ones in the building. I don't want to say they don't count. But the TV audience for a long time now, since before Mania 40, they know their role. They know what to do. They know who to cheer, who to boo. They're holding up the ones. They yeet. They do it all, and then they come home and they complain that it wasn't that great. But live, you want to participate. You want to be entertained. You're spending so much. You want to be a part of every facet of the action. I mean, we know how expensive it is, and it's ridiculous.
What fans really need to do is, like, if they're going there, they need to chant, "We want change. This is both." Like, do some chants. Like, let them know this is shitty.
And another thing, I don't want to forget about what we're discussing with Roman and everything, so we'll go back. But you think about it, who do they have to return right now? Like, for as long as I can remember, they've had legends to fall back on, right? WWE has always had someone that could come back. Who's coming back this time? Who is making their return? We don't know, but
is it Jericho?
Somebody. Is it? That's kind of what they have left. They have very, very few stars. Austin, The Rock, like these names, they're in their 60s, or they're not active, or they're not. And even then, I don't really want to see Austin again. I didn't want to see him against Owens.
Well, he's going to be there next week. I heard.
Yeah, defied expectations. But Jericho is the biggest name they have now. They've made reference to him directly twice with Punk now.
Yeah,
he said something this week, last week. It was your on the list comment. I still believe we will see Jericho eventually, but talk about a far cry of what we were expecting for him at the Rumble, then overseas. Like, it's just been, all of it is a disappointment. And my point is, who do we have to fall back on? AJ Styles retired. We don't have a lot of legends anymore. They can't pull people out of a hat to save WrestleMania, is my point. Anytime in the past where things are down and there's a lull, like WrestleMania's 27, it's not going great. The Rock is the host. It sets up him and Cena a year out, and then they do the once-in-a-lifetime again. Then past that, they had the Undertaker stuff. But they're bringing people back. They brought back Batista. They brought back, they don't have a ton of stars to bring back in that people will pay top dollar to see. They don't have the Stone Colds and the Undertakers. They haven't had enough time to both retire people and build up new stars. People are not going to go nuts to it for Jinder Mahal and Ryback, sadly. They might get a small
but that's not going to be Triple H ideas. That's Triple H ideas.
Is supposed to be like the big returning conquering heroes right now, compared to what The Undertaker and Stone Cold and names like that did. Triple H should be coming out stunning people with pedigrees. They should be in that role, and unfortunately that's not the case. So now, our biggest match is, the Great Khali and Oba Femi. That's what we got to look forward to. Tomorrow morning, I will be previewing AEW. That's right. We've got Revolution this weekend. A year after Sting retired, we've got a lot to discuss. So Liz and I will be going over that as we discuss her TNA live journey when she went last week and tuned in person. So we're going to hear about that and discuss AEW before you and I return tomorrow night to Into Somewhere Weekly. Thursday, all goes well.
Sir.
We'll have UCR and game night, all wheel, all the time, just for Pico. and more coming. So it's going to be a busy week and weekend. Sunday is the Revolution stream. And I'm sure, as always, we'll have some more this weekend. Friday is SmackDown. So make sure you hit subscribe, hit the like button. I apologize. So long as I'm not living in a fucking hospital. It's brutally miserable. And they, send you back for more. But here we are.
I was trying to be your doctor, but...
I know. And then you mixed up. You gave me the wrong meds. I've had an erection for like 19 hours at this point. I hear you yelling in the background.
Fuck it. I'm saying it.
What? Don't.
America deserved 9/11, dude.
Oh, Cody. Just every time.
Yeah.
Roman isn't there.
LA Knight agrees, I guess.
He does. And Roman isn't there. Where the hell is he? Roman isn't there.
Everybody's saying, yeah.
Where's Roman? That's what I'm saying. Roman should be there.
So, again, I probably asked you this question already, but do you think with a 2-night WrestleMania, there should be one night for the men's main event, one night for the women's main event? That's the debate on Twitter right now. Kind of.
See, I'm of the mindset that whoever earns it gets it kind of thing. Like, what's the top
Well, people are
stories?
really saying that Stephanie and Liv's story earned it this year.
I imagine that they would view the Rhea and Jade one over Stephanie and unfortunately Liv at this point. And not even that I would, but the way that they've been.
Maybe you had a
Rhea,
case when you had Liv and Raquel, but like, yes, Liv and Stephanie, I don't know if you can, but they have had vignettes. Like, this is a world championship feud, and that's all you're going to fucking do is video packages?
Video packages. There's been more buzz online, essentially, for the fourth wall breaking build that Jade and Rhea got into, involving the other SmackDown talent. They did nothing on TV that led to a promo that more people thought was entertaining than anything we've gotten from Liv. And Liv's gotten a bunch of backlash for the Mud Hut lines, and Stephanie got backlash for being the only one to create wrestling outside the United States. So people aren't that excited for it. It seems like there's a higher sentiment of people caring for Rhea and Jade. And even that, I'm not so sure I would give to night one. It's kind of who earns it, who deserves it. Like the perfect example I can give you is WrestleMania 40, right? The biggest match of night one was indeed the tag match of The Rock and Roman. Night two was going to be Cody and Rock. Like, that worked to a T, and you could make the whole, Rock and Nepo comments and all that shit, but still it worked out. It was the best thing. The final boss was hugely entertaining, and that spot was earned for both matches. However, I mean, what are we going to get? El Grande versus El Grande? Oh, wait, we're getting that Monday. So even that's not a Mania match anymore. We're getting Bayley and AJ Lee. They just are throwing things out there that some of the stuff they've built, you're like, yeah, an ounce of black Afghan. That's the only way to run to the dispensary a day. That rhymed. Is with Jake and Cody in the background, rocking these tunes. It's Jake and Cody, 106.9 WEND, coming to you live once again. No, sorry. But with all of it in my high ass, I'm disappointed. And that's sad, because I came in usually being the positive one, more so, Cody, and I kind of tend to sell you. But Roman's whole thing is I'm a dick. I haven't apologized for anything, and I've treated you all like shit. The last thing he said to the Usos was, I don't want to see you again. I'm not going to talk to you till Christmas. Like, that was him being the ultimate dick. And he's the good guy. The only way they kind of save this to me is make Roman the outright heel. If he goes to apologize next week, or if he apologizes and does the face thing, like, they need to be definitive with him. I need a definite answer. I need clarity. You can't have a tweener Roman. It doesn't work. It doesn't fit, because lo and behold, you're getting CM Punk in the main event, which didn't feel like any bit of the main event. Should have been the Judgment Day thing, as shitty as that was. I didn't feel like this set up this segment. Oh, you said I'm going to bury you next to your father.
This isn't bias either, but people do have a point. This isn't, I don't think, going... I think Judgment Day is one of the more important factions in the modern era, not this just variation, but the entire group, because when Edge started it, it helped build up Rhea and Damian to top stars, because Damian and Rhea were like lost in the shuffle every week. Now they became known names, and Rhea's like the biggest star, arguably, in the company. Then you
Without a
had Liv
direction
and
most
Dominic.
times,
Like Liv was on the verge too, like without a direction. Like talked about like potentially getting released in the future, because like they didn't have a direction for her either, and
Yeah.
she became one of the top stars in the company. Like Dominic was just Rey Mysterio's nepo baby son. Like no one gave a shit about him just when it gone. And look what he turned into. Like
The
he's
ultimate
over
heels
as
that they
all hell.
blew
Like
out of the building. That's the thing from the
but
beginning.
when
Even
then
now,
the cameras are
Raquel,
off, like they cheer him.
even Roxanne, all of them they've done something with. Roxanne came up as what?
Raquel,
the
yeah,
understar
Raquel's a big
heel?
one. Look what Raquel. This is the best work in Raquel's career too. They've
Yeah.
all benefited. Anyone that's ever been in Judgment Day
They
has
have
benefited besides
benefited
Carlito.
overall, but here's the thing: they don't need to break up Judgment Day. Even they don't. Judgment Day has been
No.
great as a group that gets self
So
inserts.
do you think it should be a revolting door? Because
It should be
this
a revolving
time
door.
it's going to be
They just keep switching people out. Hey, look,
Liv and Dom are
it's
next
Edges.
this time.
You know, and you've got that continual now it's mine thing. That would be better than.
So now Liv and Dom are the leaders. Once you're the leader, your
I
time
wouldn't say
is
Raquel
coming up.
has direction. She had. They all had been set on the path to having direction, but
So
God,
you think once you become the leader, like
that didn't
that
happen.
means your time's expiring? Because when Finn became leader, he ended up getting booted. So now Liv and Dom are the leaders, so they'll end up getting booted.
It's always hard to be on the side of a young king. That's why dynasties don't last, because their paranoia kicks in and they take everybody out.
Would you call me? Do you think that's an overreaction, saying it's one of the more important groups?
I would say
Look what it's done
because
for
it's
so many careers.
important, but it's not. It's nowhere near where it could have been, and that's a lot of it right now. It's basically the main story with all of Raw at this point. I mean, their main event was Punk and doing a great job, telling a great story to somebody that he shouldn't be talking to. You know, I've always shown respect, except that one son of a bitch. Everybody in the family shown respect, but Roman. You know, say you're sorry. Oh, I am sorry. I'm sorry that I'm sorry that you talked. You know, he talked bad about Dusty Rhodes, called him irrelevant, but he didn't have to apologize. He tricked the Usos and the rest of the world into thinking he ever gave a damn about you or any of this. You know, if he cared, he'd be here. Punk saying the closing line a week ago didn't feel like it was setting up for the Usos to come in and defend Roman's honor. It felt like it was going to be Roman's turn to lay out that kill shot. And instead, Roman fucks off more and has his family do it for him. But you don't want the Nepo lines, right? God. The Usos, what? They're not even involved in this feud storyline towards Mania, so it's not like they're going to be helping Roman. Are they going to reform the bloodline? Why would they want to help Roman again? You're talking bad about our family. Okay, so it's supposed to be family above all else, but yet we've seen moments where you guys have shit on your families and then don't care because you're feuding with each other. So it's so despondent and confusing. If they're trying to paint Punk as the heel here,
bullshit.
but he's 110% correct.
So Punk is going to. I think they're going to turn Punk heel or something.
I hope not. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing to have a heel Punk, but in this story, God, unless they blow me away with it. We got Stone Cold next week for 316 Day, but who's he going to do? You know, it's his son. Who gives a shit? It's not, they never do anything worthwhile with it. Oba Femi and Rusev was one of 3 matches last night. 3 matches. People paying $600 minimum for the last row in the building. And the only thing that you got of note was Penta and El Grande Americano, the copycat for the IC title, and the women's gauntlet. You got 3 matches. Oh, the gauntlet went on for 37 minutes. Okay. Doesn't mean it was great.
Yeah.
You got 3 matches. Oh, the gauntlet was like 6. No, it wasn't. It had segments, and then they broke it up into things. There was really 2 matches, you could say, in it, the opening and the closing, and that was it. And even the closing with that, with Bayley and Asuka, was super quick. That basically was there was nothing to it. I like the best thing on the show right now, and I'm sure I'll be hated for it, but is Danhausen. Oh, you're cursed. Well, if you look in the background or everything, so far, all of the curses ain't got shit to do with Danhausen. Not to
don't make
break
me
the
fucking agree
spirit
with
here,
you, sir.
but you saw asshole and douchebag Royal and Bravo in the background, or even the original grunt. Somebody was going to attack Chad Gable, right? They were walking up to him. Finn cost Balor. Yeah, Balor cost. We saw it with Dom when he lost his IC title. The Miz, but it's a fun thing to have it work because that's the best book so far. He's just falling upwards. Danhausen essentially is like, oh, you're cursed, and it works out in his favor. But he's not really doing anything. He's going out and throwing 15 shirts at one person and getting the highest, reaction out of everybody. The largest, group of cheers is for the guy in the face paint because we're all Danhausens. It's those simple things. Every time they keep it simple and they go out there and they show you a really good match with a really good story, that's what, everybody wanted to see. Rusev, Oba Femi. Big meaty men slapping me, and you turns it into a 3-minute nothing. Rusev was trying to run away, and Oba gets the clean fall from grace. Again, not a hot rivalry, not a hot match. They did nothing with it, and that's one of 3 matches they gave you for the entire day.
Paul said, "Let's
Judgment Day
debate Spaz on this."
I know we need to. We'll be talking soon because he's very high on all this, and not in the good way.
I'm going to ask him. You know what? I'm going to ask him. I'm just going to say this out here. I'm going to ask him if I can be on his show this week.
Guess
for Carson.
you are.
No.
You're
It's
cursed.
been a minute. You got me gushing out my pea purse full of money. Cody is gay. Like flamboyantly gay. Mets lost in parking lot. Some kind of circle jerk accident. Jeremy House and Curse.
Wow. Jeremy Housen curse indeed. I mean, we knew that was coming. God damn. Hold on, let's get that one in full here. Thank you so much, Jared. You said, it's been a minute. You got me gushing out of my pea purse full of money. That's right. Prison pocket. Cody is gay, like flamboyantly gay. Mets lost in the parking lot. Some kind of circle jerk accident. Jeremy Housen curses you all. Cursed. Love it. Thank you, Jer, indeed, for cursing the show and everyone on here. You sexy bastard. You have just supported the show so much today, personally and financially. So thank you so much, sir. My good man, sir. Don't mind me for the lack of sleep and stumbling through my words. At least we got the Raw review going. I apologize for the lack of audio and my dumb hospitalized self. We got through what was a disaster of the Vengeance Day review. It was nothing but just a regular NXT show. It was just a weekly, NXT, which wasn't bad, but it wasn't built up like what it was either, unfortunately not. And then from there, we went ahead and gave it a okay review as we dealt with the echoes and all of the disaster that was my audio. And from that point onwards, I ended up passing out. And
I think you took out your audio.
What happened now? My audio's out. I hear myself.
Look what you did.
What did I do?
About it, and then
what did I do?
Maybe it's me.
Larry the dog is humping Roman's dad's leg in Hades.
Yay! Got to celebrate it twice. See? Look at that. We got it airing twice. It looks so nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I don't know if it's something on your.
I will figure it out. Hold on. I will figure it out. I'll get you. I think that's why. But hold on. We'll get you figured out.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. What happened?
I don't know what changed. We'll figure it out. The chat mix decided to. Oh, that's why I got rid of that, and you need that. I cursed us. Cursed. See? I was trying to go ahead and get it there, but thank you so very much, my good man. Look at all this love coming through today. God, Mr. P.
Any other things you got for the...
Yeah, he said Larry the dog is humping Roman's dad's leg in Hades. Cody, I agree. You know, Larry the dog, apparently we unlocked in the 2K26 my universe mode, or one of them. So I was going to say, I still heard myself here. It should have been good. See? We're still good. Look at that. Thank you all for bearing with, though, while we learn the new ins and outs of this shit system. Yeah, at least I was able to uninstall, get rid of the driver, roll that back, then reinstall, and then get rid of the other wavelength. But tech support, we got it. Thank you both to Pico and Jer being so supportive of this shit show of a stream. I mean, they started off and we got what? Seth Rollins doesn't talk. The fans are chanting "Holy shit" already, and all sorts of nice sentiments. They're really high on Rollins. Yay. And they're just cheering, and that's when the Vision comes out, and they're like, "Hey, yo, we said we're going to end you, and that's what we're going to do." A bunch of people with their masks come back in the ring, and they do the disappearing act. And Seth, instead of facing them, like, I get it's supposed to be like, oh, he never should have done the disappearing act and appearing act, I should say, to begin with. If he only did that to like shuffle away, maybe it wouldn't have been so silly, but it looked just so ridiculous. All of the excess extra people, I mean, they were at a half setup for this arena already. It holds something like 18,000, and they were at 9,800.
You know
but
what?
they're calling it a
I
sellout.
honestly can't blame them, Jake. You know,
it's a sellout.
How bad TV has been, where you're chanting "Holy shit" to unidentified masked men.
Yes, and they've done that quite a few times, where we get the "Holy shit" chants, or the "You deserve it," or "This is awesome," and nothing. And it's like it used to. Now people are just entertained in the easiest of ways possible. It used to be like something incredible happened in a match, and every now and again, like you get that, that great stare down, that face to face. This is awesome, like the pull apart between Lesnar and Undertaker. You know, it's, "You're gonna have to kill me," you know, that kind of thing. You're gonna have to, you know, them killing each other was memorable. Ivy Nile, people forgot she existed. She comes out and basically takes out Raquel in 2 seconds because Raquel destroyed the shit. You know, it was like, oh, look, Io's done for. Yay. So now Ivy Nile beats Io, and then Ivy Nile gets taken out by Bayley anyways. The gauntlet match was boring, predictable, and it really downplayed Io. I felt like they could have done so much more with it. I know we're missing our crickets. Penta taking on the other El Grande. And then, like I said, we had the quick squash match with Oba Femi. Next week is 316 Day. We've got Roman appearing. We've got Lesnar starting his open challenge, I believe. AJ Lee and Bayley. And then we've got El Grande taking on the original El Grande Americano. They're going to be live from San Antonio, Texas at the the Frost Bank Center, not the Frank Bost. Yeah, the Frost Bank Center. And we'll be live then as well. But what do you give Raw from last night? I genuinely want to give it probably a 3. A 3. And even that feels
a 2.
A 2 from Cody, a 3 from me. You know,
I'm sorry. People are going to be like, "Oh my God, you're being so negative, guys. Why are you doing that? Monday Night Raw is the best thing ever. Oh my God, the MFTs, spaz, relax. The MFTs are not on fucking Monday Night Raw. You motherfucking dork." I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I love you, spaz. But holy shit, you're the only one I ever see. Oh my God, WWE, woohoo, dancing in your jockey over there.
Can't take him down. Can't hold me down.
Holy shit. I love you, though, Spaz.
He's just happy. He's just happy to be here. And I'm going to be here in a little bit. NXT is live now. We'll be live again for the NXT
You're sending
review.
me on assignment during NXT reviews.
I'm making you go and find us some interesting WrestleMania news stories. That's what I want. I want you to find out what this card is going to be finalized as, who's on night 1, who's on night 2, so we can go ahead and find shit to be fucking talking about tomorrow night into Somewhere Weekly. God,
yeah, because last time you sent me on assignment, you wanted me to do like interviews by mistaking it with like inner tubes. And are you still getting mailed those urinal things?
That and you go sledding. I mean, I'm telling you, it's not. The season's almost over. AAA is firing
You
people.
didn't.
Isn't She Lovely is a damn good Stevie Wonder song.
Isn't she love? Yes, it's a damn good
Isn't
song.
she wonderful?
Too bad he's never seen it.
Anyway.
Thank you, Paul. Indeed. Chiming in
I know the
there,
song.
you super sexy bastard. It was a good
I
song.
know the
Nobody
song.
sang it.
What, did you just say I don't know it?
No.
Wouldn't I know that
we
song?
killed
Okay.
it. We killed it. I said he didn't see it, Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
The hamburger kid fell on some fans in the front row. See? I got you.
Wait, Jake, before we wrap up here, I don't know if we're wrapping up here,
Cody's not always negative, he always tests positive.
That's right. And that's a great way of looking at it. Thank you, Pico. Cody's he's not negative. He's testing positive for everything, right?
Well, remember a few years ago when I was in the hospital where they couldn't figure out what I had?
Yeah. After you went to North Korea on assignment? Yeah.
Yeah, that was not fun at all.
No.
Apparently you weren't supposed to move their portraits or whatever. I was just smashing all of them.
I know, and you're not supposed to go around screaming things like
America deserved 9/11, dude.
Yeah!
so.
Well, they would probably like that.
That's the only reason they let you go. Speaking of being let go, look at that segue. The hamburger kid, as we said before, he fell on some fans on the front row intentionally. You and I were kind of chuckling at this because he gave a light elbow to a fan, but apparently that fan was a social media influencer. They kind of bitched about it. It went viral, and top brass at AAA let them go because they do not want
I don't agree with that. I don't know.
Hamburguesa to be touching anybody. It was from the U.S. side of WWE, not those at AAA from the previous administration. And he is a scapegoat seeking to set a precedent and send a message to the rest of the rebellious wrestlers in AAA that any situation, no matter how small, talking about all those guys and their junk. See, he's like, you and your small.
So you think he should have been fired, though?
With that small of a probably. Oh, you mean over? You can't touch the fans. Is it shitty? He probably should have gotten warned again, maybe suspended. I don't want to see anybody lose their job, but this, I mean, it certainly sucks. And they're like, it goes against the values and the rules of the company. This will cost you your job. But they've had many other incidents, and they've been warned, I guess, multiple times as well. So there is that side of it.
I can't. I have to bring this up because Disneyland apparently, people are breathing in toxic fumes there. You didn't have people smell your urinal again, did you?
No. I was going to say, is it the other Disney adults? I mean, because usually
that could be. You know, oh my God, that's actually no joke. Like when I went to Disney World, like Disney adults, like you, woo,
they don't fit in the shower, nor do they have it in their daily plans, anyways, to shower.
I like going to Disney World, but like those Disney adults are like here. I sent in the group chat again. Pull up this story.
They're living at the park.
I know this isn't UCR, but why not? A little fun story on the.
I mean, hazmat
on the way out.
Authorities responding to Disneyland Park after an unknown odor was detected backstage near the Tomorrowland attraction. At least 5 cast members have been hospitalized. Emergency crews are investigating the source of the odor. Interesting. They said materials being used by a contractor produced some kind of reaction backstage at the park, and this is what made people sick. Disneyland said those areas are reopening soon, as of an hour ago. So not that much of a big deal, but still pretty crazy. You know, you never know what's going on.
You made people smell your urinal again, did you?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to know if the soap was helping or did it actually clean it. I actually found a new interesting way to clean the bong, and it blew up all over my shirt today with the reaction that it had, but it worked out really well. So if you take the salt and alcohol, right, like people usually suggest, no hot water though. You fill it with baking soda, and you can either squeeze a lemon or put some lemon juice in there with the dish soap, and then you add some vinegar and you shake it up. Just don't let it aim at you, and then when you uncover it, all the resin just goes poof, like a bazooka, out. And you got one clean bong, I'll tell you what. NXT is on right now. We'll be live at 10 to review it. We gave Raw a 2.5 out of 10. So sorry again for the lack of shows the past few days, but we're going to have extra going forward. You got Liz and I tomorrow morning. You got Cody and I tomorrow night. You got 2K during the day because I've got to catch up and review some of this. So we're going to be live a lot tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Until then, we will see you all tonight. Cody, I need you to tell these amazingly sexy people that have been so fucking great helping out. We got Jeremy, we got Pico, we got Paul, and we got Pico again chiming in with super chats, triggering the new curse donation among the Balor Club and Banana Club moments as well. So thank you guys so much for all you've done. You helped us hit over 21,000 subscribers over the weekend. So I cannot say thank you enough for all that. And we will be pushing out all the content. We've got more Mania previews on the way and a lot to discuss. Till then, Cody, tell these sexy people where they could find you, my friend, with your gameplay for 2K on the way this Friday. You'll be streaming live at some point
indeed.
From your PlayStation.
You can
We've got that going.
Find me over on my Twitter, X at Judgment Day, or you can find me over on my YouTube at Judgment Day. Friday is actual gaming content. Friday's It's happening, folks.
We got Cody some 2K gameplay on PS5.
We got Cody gaming content before GTA 6. You're welcome. And my Instagram is Cody_Onidi_316, which I think Friday will be a good day to make that all my social media handles. And you can see me there.
Get that branding done. Yes, indeed, my friend. Well, we, like I said, will be there tonight. Thank you guys for joining us and hanging out. We've got over 21,000 disappointed Mets fans. Indeed. Thank you guys for subscribing. Hit that like button. Be live again shortly. And as always, stay sexy, everybody.